Very warm welcome to Minister Buttimer. It's his first outing, so Minister, we're not going to ask him for anything on this occasion.
We already have.
We're very pleased to have you here, and of course so many of our TDs and senators have taken the time from a very busy time to be here. As Philip had said, it is kind of a happy coincidence that your regeneration is our regeneration, and the only way is up, as they say. I'm not going to take too much of your time, really just to say just a couple of words about why a network, and I think this is really important. Sometimes people ask local development company CEOs what they do, and answering that question is difficult. When they ask me that question, I actually don't know what to say. So thankfully I've got about 6 pages of speech here that I'll tell you. So I suppose, as you know, as Martina would have alluded to, our members are in existence over 30 years. Government set them up. I think this is important to remember. Government set these companies up because there was a recognition that companies like these were needed. Local partnership companies, and the clue is in the name. We're development, that's what we do. We integrate our support, so people who use the services of our companies do so not knowing that they're benefiting from legal or from SICAP or from whatever else. They just know that Mary in the office is the person who can help them out. And this is a hugely important thing for us. Local development companies were established to identify local solutions to local problems. But what do we do when those problems are not caused locally? What do we do when they are actually systemic problems? What do we do when the policies that we have devised and in good faith created at national level, what do we do when those very policies become the problems and the obstacles at local level? And this is where the collective voice of the network matters. This is where we come together and we say to our colleagues in government departments, we might need to change something here, we can do something a little better. And in that collaborative way, this is how we deliver. I think that the network, it's fair to say the network serves 4 groups. First of all, the members, as Martina alluded to. Every local development company can become a member of our network. And we help them to be the best they can be working for communities. We do this by supporting voluntary boards in commitment to excellence in governance, by supporting staff in growing expertise and knowledge, by achieving efficiency through collaboration and sharing of effort. And secondly, we support the way they serve their communities, and we do it through amplifying voices. Collating experience, we document what's happening on the ground as frontline staff tell us, and we use this to feed into government policy and programme development. We're committed to a robust evidence-based approach which allows government departments access to our ear on the ground. What we say can be relied upon as being based in very real experience where policy is actually experienced on the ground, and particularly so in hard-to-reach areas. Thirdly, we serve government. We're partners, we're collaborators, we share our expertise and experience, we give our time. We don't always agree, and we won't always see eye to eye on everything. We do accept that we want to achieve the same thing. We want to build a fairer society, and so all of our work with government departments is professional, constructive and done in the spirit of serving a shared endeavour. Lastly, we serve our society, and we do this by holding each other to account and by holding policy to account, ensuring that as we build and rebuild our communities and our society every day, that we do so always with an eye to social justice. Who's being left behind? What will this mean for poverty? And how can we eliminate poverty? How can we build communities that are safe and welcoming, places where each person can find their place? Our members employ more than 2,500 frontline staff. These are professionals who are wholly committed to their communities, and they do the work that no other agency can do or actually even wants to do. They do it with great effect, great efficiency, and with significant and important respect for their communities. They're the people who turn up every day. They turned up in COVID, they turned up for new arrivals, they turned up in recent weeks in the response to Storm Eowyn. They have earned the trust of their communities, and they are the professionals that government and every other agency turns to when there is a crisis. In the last 18 months, our network has reflected and rebuilt, and we are now emerging as a renewed, cohesive, confident and united network of servants to our communities. The journey to this new name started, as so many things do, as not being a journey to a new name. We simply wanted to refresh our image, the corporate version of going out to get our hair done. But once that conversation started, a momentum built, wherein our members seized the opportunity to assert their identity. And they identified the values they believe in, those that mark out their work, and those they wanted to be represented in this new block of colour. They spoke about support, how the network empowers LDCs by providing essential resources and personalised guidance. They spoke about leadership, how the network leads by example, driving positive change through dedicated service and visionary thinking. They spoke about innovation, through forward-thinking strategies fostering a culture of creativity and growth. They spoke about collaboration, how the network thrives on the strength of partnerships, uniting diverse voices for a common cause. And lastly, they spoke about trust, which is at the heart of our work. The trust our communities have in us, the trust we have in each other, and the trust that government and policy makers can in turn have in our members. To sum up, what the Local Development Companies Network represents, a collective vision for a fairer society. Thank you.